Hi everyone, this is Meir in a kind of a gloomy Friday, but I'm so happy we have a gloomy Friday in San Francisco in the outer sunset when unfortunately the rest of the world is boiling. And I would like to start and talk about the fact that we're not aware that on a daily basis more people die from medical treatment than from anything else. 1 out of every 9 patients died out of medical treatment, either contradictory drugs, wrongful surgery, middle for surgery, and other reasons. Let's not talk about many people who have all kinds of side effects to many medications, and many medications contradict each other. A good doctor, in my opinion, is one who is full of advice and very modest in procedure, because sometimes we need procedures, but we need to also avoid them all we can. What I'm also finding to a great extent is that when doctors prescribe medication and warmly push it on you, often they don't know what they're doing. Let me give you a real good example. Everybody knows that statin that is really pushed to reduce blood pressure, because I can tell you it was pushed on me several times, and I'm so happy I never took it, because it normalized on its own with exercise and throughout the years. Well, we all know all kinds of problems like malaise, fatigue, dizziness, and all these things. What nobody knew until now, and I'm going to send you an article that have shown it, is that statin causes cataracts, both in humans and in animals. Now, this is a new discovery. It's not something that any doctor could have known about in the past, nor do they care that much. They're basically doctors that have to deal with high blood pressure, and they want the blood pressure to go down because they know that many people get strokes and heart attacks, and they have much more chance of getting them if they have high blood pressure. Although I must tell you, most people who have high blood pressure do not get strokes or heart attacks, but it's a much bigger percentage of them. So the best thing if you have high blood pressure is to do exercises, and have wonderful exercise of lifting your arms one by one up and down and lifting the opposite leg to bring more blood to the hand and to the hands and to the feet. And at the end of that, the blood is being thrown easier. The heart doesn't have to put so much pressure against the arteries. And by the way, it's in my book, Awakening Your Power of Self-Healing, so you can follow that one either through Audible or with the physical book. But there is a definite way through exercise to reduce high blood pressure. First of all, do them. Do exercises. Walk 4 or 5 times a week. Do what you need to do. Change your diet. Don't just take statin to fix it. But this is the other thing that I want to say. Cataract is totally preventable. And all the doctors are telling you is that almost everyone should get cataract from a certain age. And truth of the matter is many people do. But that has to do with looking from near so much. So if you want to prevent cataract, in intervals of 4 or 5 minutes, get up to 20 minutes a day, 4 or 5 times, you do 4 or 5 minutes, and look at the distance and wave your hands to the side and look at my videos. I suggest for you to scan the horizons and then scan the sky and look nearer, especially in our place where we have the beach and waves. But, I have a client who looks at buildings in Manhattan, and they're beautiful, and all kinds of places. You could look at mountains, but look at the distance. So many people have views that they never use. I will never forget how one wealthy person in Rio de Janeiro was bragging about his home and how wonderfully it's located in front of the beach. Wow, that home is probably worth $20 million. And then immediately invited his guests for a card game. So what did he gain by having such a beautiful home when he doesn't even look at the distance? reminded me of another very wealthy man I knew that needed to take walks on the beach, but his physical therapist told him not to do that. And he owns a beach that is 3 miles long, which is so interesting. Well, I don't own the beach I'm near. I'm not in that position, not even, let's say, not even a tad close to that position. But the beach is mine when I run on it, like other people do, and the ocean is mine when I bathe in it. Well, what happened is his physiotherapist didn't understand that he needs to strengthen his calves in order to loosen up his back. So the most important thing for me to say, there's a lot missing in physical therapy. They don't understand how much the brain is flexible. They don't understand how to build up kinesthetic awareness, how to build up intuition in a person to work on him or herself. And the result is that they do very rudimentary exercises that sometimes lead to injury. That's why when you learn new ideas, it's always outside the institutions. And many people were punished for coming with very constructive ideas when other people did not want to have anything to do with them. And that's what I'm training people to do. I really believe that many people in the wheelchair should have never been there, that with the correct exercises it could prevent being there. I believe many people who are legally blind could actually have moderately good vision. I believe that people who wear glasses could get rid of them. And that's why my training is so important. The other day, I had a discussion with one of my clients. And I asked her, do you understand the difference between the body work I'm doing with you and massage? She said, well, massage helps release emotion and makes you feel good. I said, yes, but body work helps you to move better, helps your posture, helps real changes in your body. And that's what we teach. We don't teach massage. We teach body work. And so I really believe that my training has a huge purpose in the world, to train people to bring up the best that can be in the body. So we'll depend on less medications, less procedure, and we'll have long, lasting life with great health. Let's talk about some wonderful results in the world as a result of my training. A wonderful lady who was working as a helper to doctors in a public clinic, in that she was training people with legal blindness to use computers. She was working with people who are retarded and help them use their skills as good as possible. She was helping deaf people to use sign language, and some people who are hard of hearing, special machinery. Well, she came and trained with me. And look at the results. There are many, many good results. But her name is Sonia. I wrote about her in my book. I meet her each time that I'm going to Brazil. A lady came to her with a daughter with tremendous tears because a doctor sent that lady to Sonia, to the public clinic, and she said, my daughter does not have pupils, does not have iris. And so the doctor is sure that she'll be blind for all of her life. And Sonia shined light in the eye of that infant, who was 4 months old, and discovered there was some response. So she talked to her like one good religious lady talks to the other, says, could you still believe that your daughter could see? And she said, no way, the doctor said she cannot see. She said, maybe you can believe in it. And soul touched soul. And she started to do exercises like the ones that I teach, where she got the infant to move from side to side. She held her and moved her body from side to side facing the sun. She shined light in her eyes, and many others, including the special body work that we do that brings more blood to the head. 4 months later, at the age of 8 months, the daughter grew regular iris, with regular sized pupils, and until these days has normal vision. And the doctor did not understand how that happened. Well, there's a lot of things that can happen with infants. I'll never forget that one of my very great supporters till these days, who was a student of mine in Brazil, gave me a call and told me that her grandson was born with a special problem called toxoplasmosis, where a virus have attacked the center of his vision, and he was born without macula, the central part of his vision. And the doctor said, well, he'll be blind centrally in one eye. I said, don't ever accept that. I've told them about exercise over the phone to cover one eye and to have blinking lights on the other eye. And 20 days later, she gave me a call and said, well, they said actually it was a misdiagnosis. He has a macula. He just scarred. Well, I kept giving them the exercise, and then they said, you know what? He doesn't have any problem. And I met him a few other times, and he just suffered from nearsightedness, and I helped him with that. So things can change. It's just making the right decision to be open to the fact that things can change. That's what people learn in my training.
Hi, I'm Richard Miller. I'm one of Meir Schneider's practitioners. I've been practicing for about 10 years. And I wanted to share some information. I recently started some online eye exercise groups, and I'm sort of going through beta testing now. Just finishing that up. And anyway, one of the things that one of the people in my groups shared with me was very interesting to me was that scientists have discovered that in infants at least, that if they leave the epithelial cells in a cataract surgery, when they remove the lenses, that the infants will actually regrow new lenses, something that was probably deemed impossible. And apparently these lenses are 20 times clearer than the artificial lenses they would normally put in. And they're beginning to research this for adults as well. It's very exciting to me to think that the body can actually recover from something as serious as cataract surgery and replace its parts, so to speak. So anyway, that's the kind of information we share in my online classes that I'm about to roll out to the general public.
So it's amazing how much your breath is powerful. It's amazing how much your movements can contribute to your health. And it's amazing how many things can change. We should give up our rigidity and allow things to happen. Of course, some things kids and infants can do better than adults. And yet some things adults can do better than ever expected from them. And that's why with 1% of lens, I was able to develop 70% vision and keep it for the last 50 years, which is amazing. So, anybody who wants to make a big change in their life and for others and believe in movement and imagery, my training course is for you.